Hi! In 2017, I was diagnosed with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. I know a new diagnosis, especially one for such a strange and complicated condition, might be hard to accept for some people. And then what? There's my advice for someone who just got an EDS diagnosis. First, do your homework. Research by watching some videos, reading articles, books, blogs, listening to podcasts on the subject. Only like that you'll see how much this condition affects in different ways different people. I personally started my EDS research with a very good French YouTube channel called Vivre Avec. In English, there's a ton of content that you can find on YouTube, TikTok, or elsewhere, just typing Ehlers-Danlos. To have some medical knowledge in English, I'll probably start with the Ehlers-Danlos Society YouTube channel, where there's conferences or upload for free. My second advice is to reach your community. Realizing that you're not alone, that someone is able to understand what you're feeling and living through, it's crucial. It's reassuring. And then you will learn more about EDS. You'll find that some people need mobility aids, others use tubes for food or medicine. Other people are able to do high level of physical activity despite their conditions. There's no strict rules, only generalization that we can try to make on the subject while reminding ourselves that what works for many won't for all people. The community is also the best to find tips to handle your symptoms, have recommendation and advice for what doctor to see, saving times and spoons, and hopefully preventing you to face awful gaslighting the doctors. My third advice is to ask for your medical files to all your doctor, and if possible, even the one you saw when you were young. It is eyes-opening about how much EDS impacted you, even when you still thought your symptoms were normal. I thought for a long time my EDS symptoms started when I was 15, but actually, at 3 years old, a doctor suspected I had MAFAN, another connective tissue disorder with many similarities to EDS. Having your medical record might also help you understand what has happened with your medical team, what has been done, what has been sought, and so on. I really urge you to always ask for a copy of your medical files and all the letters that a doctor is sending somewhere, even if you trust them. Mistakes happen, and those mistakes will be repeated in other medical files, having sometimes consequences about your medical treatment. And sometimes, unfortunately, you'll discover that a doctor say awful and problematic things to their colleagues behind your back. Trust me, you want to know sooner than later. Those situations happen too many times to me and my family to just blindly trust them. My first advice is to write everything and do trackers. Those information will serve as proof when a doctor thinks you're lying, that you're forgetting to take your treatment, and that should be the only reason why you're not getting better, even though you're doing everything perfectly. I use a bullet journal who helps me track many of my symptoms like my pain, my sleep, the fatigue, my medications, and a lot more. If you need templates to track your conditions, your medications, list of your doctors, of your diagnosis, and a lot more, go check Aura's content or her social media and her shop. And if you want to buy those templates, you can use Corey15 to have a 15% discount. Investing on those templates might save you more time and spoons and help you on your medical journey. My last advice would be to find a medical team that works for you with many specialties for your also many symptoms and needs. I feel we underrate the help of occupational therapy, with the place where you would probably find the most concrete helps for your daily activities. You struggle to open bottles or your fingers sublux when you're pressing a button? Well, my occupational therapist was the one offering me solutions for those very concrete situations. And it saved me time and money because I can try in some alternative, and if it helps, only then I ask my doctor to prescribe me what I need. And most of the time, my occupational therapist will try to find a cheap way to help me. For example, with that homemade splint. By making my tools bigger, for me to put less pressure on my joints when I use them, and many other things. The physiotherapy also has a big impact when you have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. But if for some reason you can't afford it, you can check some therapist content on TikTok or YouTube. There's some people explaining some exercise, how you should feel, how you should adapt if you feel this or that pain. I'm thinking of Jenny DeBorn on YouTube, but depending on what type of exercise and what part of the body you want to train, you'll find some information on internet quite easily. And remember, you know your body best, so if there's something you don't feel doing, simply don't. You can trust yourself to know what is the best for you. If you have any thoughts, please share them in the comment, and until then, lots of spoons everyone!